Since time immemorial, the universe was born with God's command, "Let there be light," and immediately a brilliant light tore through the darkness, giving rise to all life. The entire galaxy awakened, from the endless sky to the vast sea, from the green forests to the mighty creatures, flying, moving, and swimming freely. Finally, in that boundless universe, there is the presence of a magical connection, creating the miracle of life. This is a story that all of us have heard, a mysterious, powerful story that we have been familiar with since childhood. On full moon nights, when the gentle light covered the ancient villages, I and the children of the village often sat around the warm fire, attentively listening to the mysterious stories of the elders. One of the stories that left a deep impression on me was about the Ark of the Covenant, a magical box containing boundless power. They say that the Ark contains the 10 Commandments of God, and whoever holds it will have the power to change the world. But there are also rumors of disaster if the Ark falls into the wrong hands. As a child, I was always fascinated by those stories, and I always wished to see the legendary Ark with my own eyes one day. Then one night, as I sat with the old man in a hidden corner of the village, he looked at me with worried eyes and said, "You can't let it fall into someone else's hands. The Ark of the Covenant is too dangerous. It could destroy the world." I looked at him, wondering, not understanding what he said, until he handed me an old wooden box. Inside the box was an ancient map, a clue that could lead me to that powerful Ark. And from that moment, I realized that this journey would not be easy. Join me in exploring historical mysteries, immersing yourself in an exciting adventure through the pages of history that have never been revealed. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any mysterious stories from Historical Owl. David Montgomery is a young, passionate, and curious archaeologist, always eager to explore the unrevealed secrets of the ancient world. He has a special passion for the mysterious stories in the Bible, believing that in those ancient books there are hidden clues about historical events that mankind has not yet fully understood. With the bright eyes of a passionate researcher, David is not only a scientist, but also a passionate believer in great legends. For him, history is not only the stories that have been recorded, but also the things hidden in the darkness of time. And it is that belief that has led him to spend his life searching for and discovering the secrets that many people think only exist in legendary stories. David not only believes that the stories in the Bible have spiritual value, but he also believes that they contain clues about important historical events that have been hidden or forgotten for thousands of years. It is these legends that hold the key to unlocking the secrets that science has yet to explain. One rainy morning, while searching for documents in the ancient library of a large museum, David accidentally discovered a faded leather book with a worn cover, long forgotten. This book seemed to have been left behind among countless other documents without anyone noticing. Opening it, David was fascinated by the faint lines, seemingly faded by time. But something special made him stop. Inside the book, he found a copy of an ancient map with an address recording the location where the Ark of the Covenant was said to be hidden, the legendary item mentioned in the Bible. This was the first clue he discovered, a trace that for thousands of years no one had been able to decipher. This map opened a new door for him, where the mysterious stories about the Ark of the Covenant could be revealed. And it was also an opportunity for him to prove that what the Bible recorded was not just a legend, but real historical events. The Ark of the Covenant was not just a religious object, but according to David, it could contain boundless power, able to change human history. David could not hide his excitement when sharing this discovery with his colleagues and family. But instead of receiving support, he encountered strong skepticism and opposition. They thought this was just a myth, with no real research value. Some even thought that he was too blinded by mystical stories and ignored scientific reality. However, this opposition did not diminish David's determination. He knew that to reach the truth, sometimes he had to face difficulties and skepticism. And it was these challenges that helped him affirm the value of the discoveries he had worked so hard to find. It was his strong belief in what he discovered, in the research that no one had done before, that that helped David persevere more than ever. David continued his journey with a strong belief that the Ark of the Covenant, an item that had been forgotten for thousands of years, could still change everything. However, during his search, he realizes that a secret organization, whose origin and purpose are unknown, is following his every move. This organization is not randomly interested in the Ark of the Covenant. They believe that the power of the Ark of the Covenant can bring boundless power and the ability to control the world. Their goal is to seize this legendary item and use it to manipulate major events in history. On the journey to find the Ark of the Covenant, David will have to face dangers that threaten not only his intelligence, but also his life. The challenges he encounters are not only physical hardships, but also psychological traps, forcing him to gamble with his own beliefs and reason. When he realizes that he cannot deal with this threat on his own, David decides to seek help from his most trusted colleagues. To undertake this dangerous journey, David decides to enlist 3 trusted colleagues, each with indispensable skills. Dr. Emma Carter, a talented historian, is the only one who can decipher the ancient symbols the group will encounter during their journey. She has extensive knowledge of ancient civilizations and has studied the unsolved mysteries of the world. Professor James Reed, an expert in ancient languages, will help the group translate texts from forgotten civilizations. He is someone who has the ability to read ancient languages like second nature. And finally, Dr. Lucas Harper, a tenacious scientist, will be the one to deal with the natural dangers they will inevitably encounter on their journey. Together they enter the wilderness, where every step could lead to death. They are all aware that this journey is not just a search for an ancient artifact, but a battle with invisible forces that can change history. These companions are not only experts, but also loyal companions who will help David overcome the harsh challenges he faces. Their journey is not easy. First is the dense tropical forest, where sudden rains and dangerous wild animals always lurk. A surprise attack from a giant crocodile almost kills the group, but thanks to Lucas's quick thinking, they escape the danger. After passing through the forest, the group faces treacherous mountains, where every step must be carefully calculated. For David, these moments are the most memorable challenges, because each thorn brings him closer to the secret of the legendary box. With each new obstacle, David felt he was getting closer to the answer, even if only a little. But those obstacles could not stop him. With each new trace, each page of history turned, he felt closer to the truth. When the group finds the ancient temple, they realize that it contains not only treasure, but also a trap. Sophisticated traps, stone doors block the way, and only Emma can decipher the ancient characters to open the entrance. At the same time, the historical traces that the group discovers show that the Ark of the Covenant is not only a religious object, but also a symbol of supreme power, capable of changing the course of the world. The greedy and brutal predecessors used its power to cause bloody wars. This is a secret that not everyone can understand and accept. But when he understands more about its power, David feels bewildered, because he realizes that this power can destroy the world. In the middle of the arduous journey, the group meets a mysterious character, Andar, an old man living alone in the deep forest. Andar reveals that the Ark has long been sealed and that only the worthy can open it. He warns that if the party opens it, they will face a life or death choice. Can they control its immense power, or will it destroy everything they hold dear? Andar's words are prophetic, and the party begins to question the purpose of their journey. Are they strong enough to control an artifact of ultimate power, or will they become the next victims of this unseen force? This question not only poses itself to the party, but also raises profound philosophical questions about humanity, power, and control. Not only are there natural challenges and ancient traps, the group also has to face a mysterious group of enemies led by Ezekiel Black. Ezekiel, an ambitious man, believes that the power of the Ark of the Covenant will help him rule the world. The clashes between the two groups become increasingly tense as each fight pushes David's group closer to the price of finding the Ark. Ezekiel is always one step closer, and David cannot afford to let his guard down. Ezekiel's power is not to be underestimated, and his goal is to seize the Ark for his own dark purposes. The confrontations become increasingly dangerous and brutal, as both sides are determined to take possession of the Ark. Finally, after a difficult journey, they reach a mysterious cave where the Ark of the Covenant awaits. As they entered, the air was cold, but before their eyes was an ancient Ark, covered in moss and dust of time. But what they discovered stunned them. This Ark was not just a religious object, but also a cosmic machine, capable of changing the structure of time and space. The commandments in the Ark turned out to be codes, keys to control cosmic forces, and the price to pay for opening the Ark was not just a power struggle, but could be the destruction of all humanity. David stood still before the terrifying truth that he never imagined. The question was whether he had enough power to control the Ark of the Covenant, or would he become part of this mysterious past? David's choice would determine not only his future but also affect the entire world. The cold feeling from the Ark spread, making me shiver. But strangely, even as I sensed danger in the air, a mysterious force kept me from taking my eyes off the glittering golden coffin. My eyes were drawn to the intricate carvings on the surface. Ancient characters I had only seen in books before. They seemed to dance in the magical light, forming an image that was impossible to believe. It felt like they were conveying some kind of message, an invitation that I could not resist. Suddenly, the space around me changed. The hard stone walls disappeared, replaced by a mysterious scene. I was no longer standing in the damp room of the ancient temple. Before me was a vast space with great stone pillars, clouds covering the sky, and flashes of light like lightning in a storm. I couldn't believe my eyes. This was another world, a space beyond human understanding. The scene around me had an eerie stillness, but also full of mystery and magic. The ancient stone pillars stood tall, as if they had existed for thousands of years, witnessed many generations, but still maintained their majesty and endurance. With each step, I felt more and more the strangeness of this place. This was not a natural scene that I had seen before, but a place that seemed to be born from legends, where time and space as we know them did not exist. Everything seemed to be shrouded in a hazy mist, making the space even more vague and elusive. From somewhere I heard the sound of wind blowing, but it was not the wind of nature. It was like a kind of indescribable sound, like the whisper of ancient creatures, the spirits that once lived in this place. In that moment, I realized that the Ark of the Covenant was not just an ancient treasure, but a door that opened to the secrets of the universe, where time and space could be altered. These magical images were not hallucinations, but forgotten memories from thousands of years ago. This was a message, a warning. I began to hear whispers, like a whisper of the past, the voices of those who had owned this Ark before me. The words seemed to convey a truth that I could not fully understand, but I could feel the darkness, the danger that this Ark brought. An invisible force seemed to be clinging to me, not allowing me to escape this hypnosis. The whispers grew clearer, and I realized they were warnings about the Ark's power. "No one can wield this power without paying the price," the voice said, cold but powerful. "The Ark of the Covenant contains not only life but also death. It can change fate, but it can also take it away." A shiver ran down my spine. The words were like a curse, keeping me from approaching, but also from leaving. I felt trapped in an inescapable vortex between the desire to explore and the fear of the Ark's dark power. I pulled my hand away from the Ark, feeling as if an invisible force was pushing me away. The group stood still, mesmerized by the strange sight before them. Emma and James couldn't take their eyes off the mysterious figure either. Lucas, with his experience of natural phenomena, also felt the change in the space around him. A cold air ran through them, making them shiver. The air became thick, as if time had stopped. Our every breath seemed to be cut off in this space. We could hear our hearts beating, but everything around us was shockingly silent. We couldn't be sure if we were in a dream or facing an unimaginable truth. We knew that we couldn't just stand there forever. The longer we stood, the more we felt a dark force creeping into our minds. We had to decide immediately. Should we open this chest and face all that was hidden, or retreat and keep this secret forever? Hesitation spread through each of us, but in the end, I understood that we were too close to turning back. Whatever happens, we are on an irreversible path. Just then, a loud rumble from behind us made us turn. The door we had just opened slammed shut. A wave of blinding light rushed in, and a dark figure appeared in the space, his footsteps echoing like thunder. Ezekiel Black had arrived, along with his group. He sneered, entering the room, his eyes cold and full of ambition. The light from the chest reflected off his face, giving him a ghostly look, as if he knew everything that was going on. Every step he took was a declaration of war, a warning that we were facing an irresistible force. "You have finally found it," he said, his voice low and defiant. "But you do not understand that this power is not for the weak. It belongs to me." His words were like a curse, making the atmosphere tense and heavy. Everything seemed to revolve around the chest. I realized that the battle was not just for the Ark of the Covenant, but for control of a power that even we could not fully understand. Darkness and darkness enveloped the room, as the light from the Ark gradually faded, but still left a suffocating feeling, as if everything was about to collapse. He approached the Ark, his hand lightly touching its cold surface. "You think you can control it?" he sneered. "Only the chosen ones can control this power, and you, all of you, are not the chosen ones." The tension in the air was suffocating. Ezekiel Black's words were not just a threat, but a truth we did not want to accept. The Ark of the Covenant was not a mere treasure. It was the key to ancient secrets, boundless power that could change everything. But could we survive after opening these doors? And could we resist the temptation of this power when we ourselves were drawn into its vortex? The answer, perhaps, could only be found when we faced this Ark once more. We have just explored a mysterious journey together, from ancient clues to unanswered questions. The Ark of the Covenant, that legendary item, contains the power that can change the world. But can it be controlled, or will it lead to destruction? The story of David Montgomery and his companions, with all the challenges and dangers they have to face, has only just begun. And you, do you dare to face the undiscovered secrets, the mysterious stories that have never been revealed? If you find this journey interesting, don't forget to subscribe to not miss the next videos on the Historical Owl channel. Join me on this journey, where we will discover more historical mysteries that have never been revealed. Click the notification bell to always be the first to discover mysterious stories and new discoveries. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next videos.